The Philippines has one of the best residency by investment programs in the world. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about this one and also do a little bit of comparing on the residency by investment in St. Kitts too. These two are some of the top two best residency by investment programs in the world. There are some advantages and disadvantages of both programs, which I'm going to go over with you. One thing about the Philippines, it's on the passport, there of course is no comparison between the Philippines passport and a St. Kitts and Nevis passport. You know, St. Kitts and Nevis, you can go to 162 countries, visa-free or visa-free arrival. The Philippine passport, you can only go to about 67 countries, and in fact, the passport's only ranked as the 78th best passport in the world. Now, there are some advantages of things I do like about the Philippines, though, that's real nice, which I'm going to talk to you about today. Also, folks, if you want to legally get around your income taxes or how to get a second passport, as quick as 45 days, do three things. Hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen right here, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And number two is I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And number three is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. All right, now the visa requirements, like I said, are they're pretty low requirements as far as the amount of countries that you can go to, which is pretty bad. It's you definitely don't want to go to the Philippines to get the passport. Okay, they do have a good residency program because they have a territorial tax system if you live there. As long as you don't get citizenship, I've told this before in other tapes, once you get citizenship and you live in the country so many days a year, they start taxing your worldwide income. It's I don't know why they don't just get rid of that. To me, it's a hampering people if you want to marry a Filipina and then you want to get citizenship for some reason, you don't want to do it. If you have a lot of assets, you definitely don't want to do it. You know, this is something you really have to think about. And the passports, like I said, it's not good. You know, it's not a St. Kitts. You can go to almost 100 countries more with a St. Kitts and Nevis passport. And actually, there is an investment amount for this visa. It's called a SIRV, S-I-R-V visa. And you do have to invest some money in it, whereas a St. Kitts and Nevis residency by investment, you would not have to invest anything. Now, I'm not talking about the second passport, the citizenship by investment. I'm talking about the residency by investment that St. Kitts has. You literally can go there and not have to invest anything. You do have to set up a business. If it's a service type business, you won't have to invest anything. But now, there are some things that are neat about this program. One thing is, if you ever go into the Philippines, if you're a single guy, Philippines has got a lot of beautiful women, and I like it better than Thailand, and because the women speak a lot better English. There's a lot better, I prefer women that come from a Christian religion, and you're not going to get that. Most Thai women are not Christians. They're have a Buddhist background, and the ones that do speak English, if you look at their writing, they write clear English, but if you hear them talk, man, you can't understand them. I don't. I have a very difficult time understanding them. As a whole, I like the Philippines better than Thailand. The cost of living, give or take, is about the same depending on where you live and what bills you're talking about. But as a whole, it's pretty close as far as that goes. But there are some things that I do like about the Philippines. Mainly is the language, the women, just the overall culture to me is better in the Philippines than in Thailand. Now, as far as residency by investment, St. Kitts and Nevis is better than the Philippines, but your social life is going to be a lot better especially if you're single in the Philippines than it would be in St. Kitts and Nevis by far. You got a real small population in St. Kitts and Nevis, so that's something that you're going to have to think about there. So anyway, let's look at some of the advantages of this and tell you a little bit about the program. Now, the SIRV is what it stands for. I call it the SIRV visa. Is by all standards, it's a golden visa program. It has a simplified framework of investment, leads to residency that makes many of the other programs work so well. but it comes at a much lower cost than many of the other European counterparts. Now, the SIRV, which leads to an indefinite residency permit, requires that applicants, you have to be at least 18 years of age or older and have a clean criminal record. And this is one thing I always tell people, you really should be doing this before you start having criminal issues. I did a video just the other day on this. I see so many people get turned down because they wait to have criminal civil issues before they try to get residency or citizenship somewhere. But you do have to have a clean criminal record. You do have a requirement. You have to invest $75,000 in a pre-approved industry. Now, initially, investors get a 6-month residence permit, must make their residence within that time slot. Now, once they do, they convert their SIRV from a temporary permit to an indefinite one. In other words, investors only have to make their investment after approval a big point in the SIRV's favor. Now, a considerable drawback, however, is that the indefinite residence permit is not the same as permanent residency in the Philippines. Keeping the permit is contingent on maintaining the investment. So, if you pull that out, then you're going to lose that residency there. Now, what types of investments are eligible for this? Well, applicants can invest in publicly listed or privately owned companies from a broadly defined range of designated industries. And of course, the limit is low. $75,000 is pretty low for this, for what you end up getting. But it would have to be invested either in business, in financial services, communication, construction, and engineering, logistics and distribution, education, and social services. These are different options. Like I said, you can go environmental sciences, travel and tourism, transportation, infrastructure services, or recreation, sports, and cultural activities. Now, each of these sectors contains a series of subsectors to which you can choose from, ranging from manufacturing to assembly, logistics, B2B services, and end-user services. Now, the SIRV, moreover, requires no physical presence whatsoever, making an excellent plan B for those that are looking to set up a legal foothold in the country without having to spend any amount of specific time there. This is one thing that's really nice, is you don't have to be there all the time. Now, investors can also include their spouses and dependent children under 21 years old in their applications. Now, the applications, the actual process, it takes about 1 to 2 months on average, making the Philippine SIRV one of the quickest golden visas in the world. Now, in this type program, you can get citizenship in 5 to 10 years. Now, Filipino citizenship laws decree that for a person to qualify for citizenship, they must reside for at least 10 consecutive years in the Philippines, and they also got to be able to speak either Filipino, English, or Spanish. And also they need to own real estate of at least 5,000 Filipino pesos, which is not that much. It's like $100 US. And you're going to have a clean criminal record. Now, the Filipino government does have a fast track to citizenship, allowing people to apply only after 5 years instead of 10 years if they meet the following criteria. Now, having honorably held an office under the government of the Philippines or under that of any of the provinces, cities, municipalities, or political subdivision. Or another option is having established a new residency or new industry or introduced a useful intervention in the Philippines. You can also marry a Filipina woman or having been engaged as a teacher in the Philippines in a public or recognized private school not established for the exclusive instruction of children of persons of particular nationality or race or any of the branches of education or industry for a period of not less than 2 years. Another option is having been born in the Philippines. Now, note that much like Canada's startup, visa investors may shorten their path to citizenship by establishing a new industry or introducing a useful invention in the Philippines. That is to say, an investor needn't necessarily come up with an entirely original business concept. Isn't he Philippines, but can instead obtain citizenship on an expedited time frame by bringing to the Philippines a line of business that already exists elsewhere, as long as it doesn't already exist in the Philippines. Now, this is a good program. I like this because it's very inexpensive. It's got a real good, it's English speaking. But like I said, if you're going there to get the citizenship, you might want to think twice on it. You might want to pick another place because it can really screw up your taxes and everything by doing that. Now, to begin with, this country does have a population of 113 million. That's almost a third of the U.S. On its population number. And an economy that has grown at a steady clip of 67% a year the last decade or so. It's also a place where it's relatively easy to find skilled workers who don't cost much, while more than 9 in 10 Filipinos speak English. Medium salaries hover around $800 a month. It's also a place where enjoying a very high standard of living is affordable. You got a highly developed private sector, provides residents in the country with all modern amenities, while the cost of housing, food, and goods is low by global standards. Now, the Philippines, of course, you can enjoy a really nice temperature all year round. Some times of the year it does get pretty hot there, though, and you do have earthquakes. When I was there was about 12 of them. I was there during right before COVID-19. They got some of the best beaches in the world there, and just beautiful natural landscapes. If you want to know more on this, again, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And don't forget the subscribe button right on your screen here, and you get new videos automatically. We got just under 900 videos. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below, and I'll look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.